that, Lucy. Yeah, baby.
This is From the Big House to the Penthouse podcast. Stories of addiction and recovery. The lie is dead. We do recover.
Ay, la madre.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of From the Big House to the Penthouse, Stories of Addiction and Recovery, with your host, Ricky Cruz.
Hey, my co-host Raul Moreno.
What's going
Moreno,
on?
shoot, man. Just trying to make it to Christmas, dog.
Man, hey, I'm gonna need to ask you a question while we're on live,
Me?
man. Yeah,
Me?
and borrow some money.
Hey, hell, you got it, brother. Shoot. Hey, damn right. Damn straight.
Nah,
And a free oil change.
Right on, Chris.
Yeah.
With an alignment.
Now you're asking too much.
For real. Now you cross the line.
Yeah.
I can do the money.
What's going on, man?
Man, shit. Just, trying to get I got through the weekend and let's see. What's today? Thursday?
Wednesday.
Wait, a la madre.
Yeah.
I lost a day
Yeah.
or two. Dude, it's been well, man, it's been it's usually a couple of hectic weeks before Christmas, man. And it just right after Thanksgiving, it's like you go to sleep and you wake up and the next day it's like freaking Christmas or the week before Christmas. It
That's
goes
the way
by
it feels.
quick. But yeah, man, what'd you do? Don't, let me see. Let me guess. You sat at home. Or no, did you actually do something this weekend?
What did I do this weekend?
I know what I did. I saw the outside of your porch.
You did?
Yeah. Hey, man, let me tell you something, dude. So I was in there. We went and saw that movie, Gucci.
Yeah,
The House
yeah.
of Gucci, 3 hours long, man. Me, my daughters, and Lisa. Dude, amazing. I recommend anybody to go see
It's
it,
worth
man.
it?
Yeah,
It's
it was-
badass
3 hours?
movie. Oh, yeah,
It was-
dude. It went by fast. You just got to dig that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely.
So it's definitely what?
It's a good movie. I like
It's
it.
a great
Yeah.
movie, man.
Yeah.
I mean, so we leave, right? Me and my girls leave, and when we're leaving, I remember Raul going, "We're at the stop sign as we're leaving the theater is here, and there's this apartment complex is right here, right? And as we're pulling out, or we're pulling out a driveway, I look up, and there's this big ass United States flag just blaring. I go, I wonder if Raul lives there.
Why you telling everybody? We didn't say which theater.
I didn't know which. Yeah, which
Yeah,
theater,
no,
which
it's cool.
theater it was.
It's
Yeah.
cool. I wish somebody would.
Yeah.
Hi,
For
hi,
real.
hi, everybody. I'm David.
Oh, by the way, yeah, we have our special. Our guest came back, man.
Oh,
He's back.
man.
Well, we were leading up to the surprise.
Yeah.
I'm sure people saw you by now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Raul.
Man, so our guest for part 2, as you guys requested, is David Miller.
David Miller.
We got pretty serious in the talk last week, man, and it was interesting. We learned a lot about you and probably some of the stories you didn't want out, which was pretty not gonna say Thailand, but whatever.
You're not gonna say it, but you
it
said
was
it, yeah.
in Vietnam, that's for sure. It was in Vietnam. What's up, Amber? Amber Hernandez.
Hola.
Yeah. Hey, Amber's been to our group, man. She's I don't know if she's part of our home group, but she visits our home group a lot.
That's what's up.
Yeah, she's cool people. She's cool people.
What's going on, Amber? Yeah, so we learned a lot about David, and David, we still had a lot of questions we wanted to ask you. I know Ricky had a lot, and myself. So, man, let's get on it. Well, Ricky, hold up, man. I didn't even ask you, man. What did you do this weekend? You went and saw the movie?
I saw the movie, and I found out where you live exactly, and then
Get some eggs.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did David do?
Yeah. What about you, David? What'd you do, man?
We went to go watch the football game, bro.
Oh yeah, we did go watch the football.
You
game.
two, both of you?
We went to go watch the Army
And you
Navy
didn't-
game.
You didn't remember that?
I don't remember. No, I forgot.
Watch the Navy.
Yeah, went
whoop
and
the
saw it
Army's
at the
ass,
place at the.
No, it's
Yeah,
in.
watch TV somewhere.
We went in. They had an event at Little Woodrow's.
Oh, that's
In
right. Yeah, I saw
Midtown?
that. Yeah.
I had never. I never been over there, man.
Mm.
If it's not in Pearland, I don't normally mess with it.
Pretty cool place or what?
It was pretty
Yeah?
neat. Yeah, it's definitely different.
Mm.
It was.
It was fun.
Yeah,
fun.
out of my zone,
Yeah.
but it was good. We lost, but it was still good.
Well, good.
Then I had to come back because I had the parade here for Brookside.
That was Saturday night.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a long parade.
Oh wow.
Long, cold parade.
What did you do this week besides that? With hanging out with Raul, what else did you do?
The parade. What else did I do?
Who'd you do the parade with?
I did that with Greg Rincon.
He's a lawyer, right? In Pearland?
He's a lawyer. Yeah, he's.
Was there a case he's running for office or something?
He's
What's
running
he running
for county court.
He's a good guy.
Outlaw too. Mhm.
Yeah, sounds. I think he's got some interesting stuff there.
I'm his campaign man, his Facebook man. Put him out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a
all
great
right.
thing that he gives me an opportunity, man, to really get out there with them, and that it's helping my business.
Gives you exposure.
Big time, man.
Nice,
I
nice.
wrote
That was good.
I wrote an insurance policy for somebody today. We met in Brazoria
Oh, nice.
a couple weeks ago, man. A guy called me. He's like, "Hey, I saw you out there. Met you. You gave me your card. I need insurance."
I'm
Took
gonna.
care of him.
That's what's up. That's
There
what's
you
up.
go.
So
You need to hang out with that guy, man.
Yeah,
I need an
sure.
office over here so I can just start getting my business over there.
For real. I know that's right.
Right over here on that side.
Oh, you meant
Oh, you're
here.
here.
Yeah.
Hey, so tell us about about Thailand. I want to finish that conversation. Let's pick up where we left off. Like, we'll talk about the office later. What's up with or tell us where did we leave off, David? I mean, David, where did we leave off? Do you remember?
So we left off.
It was interesting. Go ahead.
No, we left off on
What's up, Jesse?
starting my second marriage, bro. I believe that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your wife, that's right. We were
Yeah.
asking your wife how she puts up with your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think she's still trying to contemplate that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So tell us. So, where do you remember, Raul, exactly where we left off? Where was it exactly?
We were asking Misty some questions about how she's dealing with everything, and if she was comfortable with letting all this information about David out into the public. With some people.
Say that again.
Like letting the information out about his story out to the public and things like
Who
that.
was saying? She was asking that, or you were
No,
asking?
we
that?
were asking
Oh, we
her
were
how
asking
she
her
felt.
how she felt about it.
Because
Right.
I
You know what? I
mean,
never asked Lisa about that.
You never asked.
Did
her?
you? Have you ever asked anybody, or in your, like, say, your daughter, or anybody like that, or anybody that your loved ones? How do they feel about other people knowing, your deepest, darkest secrets? This is a question for Raul for now.
But no, I never asked
Them how they felt about it
Yeah, I haven't actually. I'll be honest with you.
would be a good thing to ask, huh?
But yeah,
Okay.
I guess
It really
would.
is.
Throwing it, bum, bum, bum.
But hey, to my family, how do you feel?
Yeah, how do you feel about this, man? But so the focus here is David, right? Because he's our
Right.
guest. So David, how did your wife take that you were coming out and telling everybody?
Whoa, what?
Well, coming out that other way. Don't you mess with you, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That just threw me off. Bro.
So you came out. So when did you come out?
When did you come out?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Not that there's anything
It's
wrong with it.
freaking guys. No, man. So Misty did not know I had an addiction.
So she didn't when she.
When we
Wait a
met.
minute. When y'all met, she did not know anything.
She didn't know.
Did you ever tell her?
Of course not.
Okay. So
No.
lead us through that. Lead us through those little steps there. When y'all met. How did y'all meet anyway? If you don't mind me asking.
Her grandmother lived down the street from my old house in South Houston, and I just happened to be driving by there one day, and it was the day before Thanksgiving in 2003,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw her grandmother. I said hello, and she was outside. I didn't even see Misty really because there was other people there, and that next night, man, she called. She went to school with my older sister. My wife
Mhm.
did, and she called her up. And I just happened to be at my sister's house getting ready for Thanksgiving the next day. And she asked, she's like, I didn't know you had a brother, this and that, kind of talked. And next thing you know, we're going out to Hullabaloo's that next night.
That boy said
I
hullabaloo.
remember that, man. Hullabaloo. Ooh, que la chingada. The ropers and the jeans. Y la
It was
fregada.
the hullabaloos up Highway 3,
hullabaloos,
man.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's
So you went to hullabaloos.
yeah.
That was your first date.
So when you met her, were you in full addiction?
So I was pretty much in full addiction, bro. But I was getting divorced. I didn't have a job. I didn't have no money. I didn't have a car. I was living with my mom and dad. Yeah, it was pretty shitty.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
How old were you?
Bro? I was 23.
23.
Yeah, that was about 2 years out of the Marines. Yep.
Damn. Okay.
So what were you doing through those 2 years?
Working, man. I was a plumber down over here in Pearland.
Mm-hmm.
Plumber's helper. Just doing. I never had a problem finding a job, so I was always working doing something.
Mm-hmm.
But I started, using, man, and that was during the hard rock,
Mm-hmm.
the hard rock days, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the powder.
Literally.
Yeah, I found that, dude, and that was.
When you say rock, you mean crack cocaine?
Yes. Yep. And let me tell you something. You and I talk about this, and I think one thing that you said that you like about when I talk is that I'm not ashamed to say anything.
Okay.
One thing I want to get out in the air, to get out into the airwaves, get out to everybody.
Get off your chest.
To get off my chest.
Okay.
Well, and just to throw it out there,
Yeah.
I'm not who I used to be. Okay. I'm not who I was 20 years ago. I'm not who I was yesterday. Okay.
But so who was David 20 years ago?
David 20 years ago was a lost soul. He was a person that was dealing with trauma that he didn't even know he was dealing with, which led to a bad, heavy bad addiction of very hard drugs. One thing God, thank you, Jesus, I never did was heroin. You know what I'm saying? Never tried it, never would, never wanted to, because I was just an uppity person. But one thing I want to just make sure that I get clear is that, there's going to be people watching this. And if I want to make sure that people know that, what, I am not who I was. And I don't plan on going back.
Well, no, but a lot of us don't.
I don't plan on going back. But I'm not ashamed of who I was. Because I didn't know who I was. How can you be ashamed of something if you didn't even know what it is?
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I hate to throw a monkey wrench on your shit, but let me tell you something, man. Do you know that give me? I think Raul might have some statistics if that's how you say it, but 99% of the people don't plan on going back to addiction. Do you know that? A lot of people don't plan on look, dude, a lot of us aren't born going, you know what? I want to become a fucking drug addict. You know what I mean? That's not in our plan. I mean, our plans are not to be losers, to be shameful, to be this, to be that, to be the other, but it happens. Now, and this is where, to me, and Raul and me, myself, I'm going to speak for myself. I can't speak for you. I can't speak for Raul. I can't speak for nobody else. And I'm going to, sorry to interrupt you, but you know what I did this week?
What?
I'm sorry. Maybe I hit the
No,
that wasn't me.
That was me.
You know what
Go
I
ahead.
did this week, man? After I've got 10 years of clean time, right? The whole 10 years. Oh, wait, 7.5 years I've been doing my recovery without a sponsor. Okay. This is not traditional recovery. Okay. You know what I did yesterday morning? I actually picked up the courage to call someone to sponsor me.
Yeah.
Applause. Hit the applause button. Where?
That's what's up, man.
Now let me ask you. Why is there something going on in your head?
Dude. Dude, there's shit going on in my head every single day. David, look, man, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. If it's not that I want to hurt myself, I want to hurt somebody else. I feel like, dude, look, let me put it to you like this. If I walked around one of those bubbles that has shit thinking up here, I'd fucking go to jail. I'd go to jail. Man, I would go to jail because I don't know, man, yeah, constantly. Dude,
I asked
do you know that problem? You know that drugs is not my problem?
You're your problem.
I'm my problem,
Yeah,
Raul.
yeah.
I'm the problem.
Yeah,
When
I
I've
agree.
accepted that I'm the problem, the drug is just the effect of my disease. I use drug. Hey, listen, if you leave the drug right there on the table and nobody touches it, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Until I make the decision to take it, does it make an effect, right?
Yep.
See, we don't think about those things, right? I'm the problem.
Right.
When I start working on myself, right? Then there's where the recovery begins. That's where the healing begins, because when I'm dealing with all these problems, these insecurities, these things that I can't speak to. Well, but now I spoke to my wife in a pretty little way, and then I got her to kind of fall in. I think she fell in love with me. I don't know. Maybe it's just she's just with me for my body. You know what I mean? That's what I told her. But yeah, I don't know. But it sure
Seeing you with
wasn't
the shirt off.
it sure wasn't the money. That's for damn sure. I was living in a shack. But where was I? Anyway, I just wanted to share a little recovery. I'm proud to say that the day before yesterday, I actually reached out, man, to someone, and I said, "Hey, listen, what about a guy like you and a girl like me? We do some step work." Dude, it was wonderful. And he actually said, "Rick, let's talk." You know what I mean? Dude, I was like stuttering. I felt like a little kid, man. So anyway, I'm going to throw that in, but I hate to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Because I constantly think about doing stupid shit.
I want to come back
Excuse me, I'm
to
sorry.
that, Ricky.
Go ahead.
When before we end the show, man, I got some questions to ask you about that.
Me?
Yeah.
What
yeah.
did I do?
Well, no.
Oh.
Oh,
Man, Charlie Brown here or what?
Yeah.
Keep it going.
So,
Go, David.
So, David, do you feel like addiction was a choice, man? I don't know if that's the right way to say
No,
it.
man. No, you know what? That's a legit question, because you know what? At first, it wasn't a choice because I didn't know what I was dealing with. It wasn't until many years later, bro, that when I was sitting in front of a psychotherapist, one of the best ones here in Houston.
Is that how you say that? Psychotherapist?
There's psychologists and there's psychotherapists, yeah.
And then there's psycho bitches. Which one?
Brought to you by Cruise and Cars.
And then there's psycho bitches.
Uh,
I like the last one.
Whoa.
They
I like the last one.
they allowed me. I was in a couple of. Okay, look, check this out. I was in 3 hospitals in 1 month.
What? Really?
Yes. Can you guess what kind of hospitals they were?
Let me see. Let me take a wild guess. A mental
hello.
hospital?
3 of them, brother, in 1 month.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until the last one, dude, that I thought I was ready to go, and that guy wouldn't let me leave. And the therapist sat me down, and she says, "Look, David, tell me your story. Tell me your life."
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember something from when I was 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That scarred me.
Mm.
And
For real? You remember 5 years old?
dude, I remember when my mom was 3. I was 3 years old. My mom fell down the stairs. She didn't believe me until I described the day.
That's
Who didn't
crazy.
believe you? The
My mom.
therapist? Oh.
My mom. She didn't believe me until I described what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I knew exactly. I told her exactly what happened. I knew it was dawn. My dad was in the car. She fell down the stairs. She went back upstairs. I remember all of that. I was only like 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
But 5 years old, something happened to me, and
Mhm.
that carried on to me. That carried on with me, hidden for 30 years.
Mm.
I didn't learn about it. I knew about it. I didn't know that it affected me mentally for 30 something years.
That's a long time.
It's a very, very long
That's
time.
a long time to get to.
So, the first time I ever tried weed was I was 5 years old.
What?
What?
Yeah.
You smoked weed when you were 5?
I was given weed when I was 5.
You were given weed when you were
Yeah.
5. Did
Yeah.
you eat it or did you smoke it?
No, I smoked it. I remember.
God damn. 5?
I was on a blanket in the living room, and my dad passed it to me. Yeah,
Mm.
I remember. And I remember what happened to me there. Something else happened to me when I was 5 years old, and something else. And so 2 things that I dealt with all my life were something that happened to me when I was 5 years old.
Childhood trauma.
Yeah. And I didn't know that it was trauma. I
Mm.
just thought, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so 35 years later, I'm 41 years old right now.
Mhm.
And 35 years later is that when you find this out and you're like, holy shit.
Oh, you remember?
Yeah, but
It just
but
comes
no, but
back. You remember?
I remember.
Was
but
it
I just
intense
I didn't
counseling?
know. Yeah, big time.
That's what it
In counseling.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so when she let me realize, David, that's not who you're not who you are.
That doesn't identify.
You're
you.
not an asshole, David. You're not who your family thinks you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a fuck up. Excuse my language. You're not a screw up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm not. Like, no.
Could you talk to my wife?
Yeah.
Could you call my wife, man? Here.
No. Can you tell my family?
Yeah.
Can-
You
can-
said that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no. Well,
No,
I
no.
mean, you're just doing it like you're saying it. Like, but that's what I wanted to say.
Right. Right.
Can you, this is after I'm in the hospital now. Then my wife, I'm getting divorced. I have
With
no.
this wife.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
okay.
family
Wow.
don't want nothing to do with me. I lost, about to lose my
But
wife.
can you? Do you mind me what happened? We missed the whole spot. What happened?
Well, there's
between your wife?
a lot of that in between there, dude, is pretty deep.
Okay. Well, you don't have to go into.
no,
You
no.
don't have to bring that up either.
Well, no,
Let's
because
go back to where we were.
2010, bro, I checked myself into a place called Synacor.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
I was there for
Yeah.
19 months.
What?
19 months.
Hmm.
what is it?
Synacor is a therapeutic community. It's a rehab in Deer Park.
Okay.
And I was there for 19 months, man. I remember going there. I had alopecia. Remember I was telling you I had alopecia?
What is that?
So it's when you start losing your hair,
Mm.
right? And so this right here, this whole side of my head, dude, was it was bald.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about skin smooth bald. And I had the rest of the hair, and I had been up for like 2 weeks, man. I checked myself into this place.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the guy.
You already married?
Yeah.
You're
But
married,
she'd already
yeah.
left. She had already left me. And so when I showed up to this place to check myself in, I was like, that's it. I can't do this no more. I called my mom. I said, I'm going to die. I'm going to die if I don't get help. And she says, okay, mijo. She goes, I've been crying all morning, actually all night. And this was like 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I drive my truck to Deer Park. I park in the parking lot. I park in the parking lot, right? And I run out of gas.
What the fuck?
But in the parking lot of the facility.
trying to
In
get to the
parking
place.
lot of the facility.
And you ran out of
I
gas.
made just enough for gas. So I go and I was like, okay, whatever. So I go up to the front
Leave
door.
the truck there.
This is like 4:30 in the morning, whatever.
Uh-huh.
I go up to there and I push the button. They said, can I help you? And I said, my name's David. I don't want to die.
Really?
And yeah. And the guy goes, we're closed right now.
Oh shit.
Come back tomorrow. Fuck.
So I said,
Dude, that's horrible.
Yeah.
so I was like,
He said we're closed.
he says, yeah, we're closed.
It's Synacor.
I said, yeah. I said, man, I don't want to die, bro. I said, I'm going to die if I go back out on the streets.
Uh-huh.
And he says, well, I'm sorry, man, we're closed. I can't do nothing for you. So I was like, you know what? Screw this. And I said, all right, God, I tried. Forget you, forget them. I'm out of here.
Uh-huh.
So I went back to the truck, dude. But I've been up for so long. I was slow. I was so tired. I remember getting in my truck, dude, and I turned the radio on, and some music started playing. Some guy came on, some Christian guy came on, some pastor. He started talking about this book that was from Joyce Myers, and I remember talking to somebody about that book, and I remember just dozing off, dude. Well, I woke up to, and I felt like I had slept forever, dude, but it had only been like 15 minutes.
Mhm.
And I got startled, and because I haven't slept, right? I looked over, and this lady's standing right there, and she goes, "Are you David?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Come on, son." So the lady that was in intake, she had a lot of paperwork to do, and she didn't have time to finish it the day before. So she got to the job site. She got to the facility early,
Mhm.
and they had told us, "Hey, that guy David, he says he's here. He's outside." So just happened to be there. So she brought me inside, man, and there started my 19-month journey
Really?
of recovery.
Mhm.
And so I did it.
What
you
year
know,
was that?
I mean,
What year was that?
2010 to
Mm.
2012. While I was there, I got my HVAC license.
So
and
would
stuff
you
like
say
that.
would you say, to interrupt again, and I know I
Yeah,
keep
no,
saying
you're
that, but
good.
would you say that was a God intervention, man, there, that you ran out of gas?
Oh, of course.
Because,
bro.
dude, if I'm going to tell you something, being an addict, if that truck would have started again, you wouldn't have sat there, man. Right?
I would have been.
Wouldn't you
gone in a
say you would have
heartbeat,
been gone and that lady wouldn't have come out there and brought you in?
bro. Would have sold my truck, did whatever I
Yeah.
had to do, bro.
So keep going. I'm
No,
sorry. I
No,
just want
so I excelled in that's that was one thing I always laughed about. It's like, can you say you excelled in something? I made my way up to house supervisor I was a teacher at the new intake. I made my way up there. I became a house supervisor while I was in there. That means I can have the keys to the facility. I could walk outside by myself.
Do you know that most addicts have a very high IQ?
Oh yeah.
Did you know that, Raul?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
No,
a
No.
it's
lot
true.
of
That's
addicts,
true.
dude, their IQ is very high, and they're very manipulative.
Very
That I
Right,
believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, so a combination of both makes great car salesmen. Anyway, keep going.
Our insurance.
Yeah, or insurance salesman. But
but
no, we don't use those tactics anymore because I
No.
don't even use in my business, and I'm sure you don't either because we're recovered men and we live a new life. So back to you,
That's what he
David. Go
said
ahead.
about oil change. last night,
Absolutely. Yeah.
no, man. So got out and I was good, dude. I got my HVAC certification and everything from San Jack. It was paid for
While you
through
were there?
Yeah, while I was there,
Mhm.
and came out and I worked. It was scary when I first got out, bro. Let me tell you.
Mhm. Why was it scary?
I went and worked at for a security guard company, dude. Nighttime at La Quinta Inn off I-10
Nice.
in Channelview.
You didn't see me there, did you? What year was this?
2012, man.
You didn't see any midgets walking in with a meskin by any chance, did you? No midgets in with a meskin.
I was scared, bro, because you know what? I was overconfident in myself. But I got a good job with ARS, the AC company, excelled in that. Did very good, man. I was clean and sober for the next 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
No drugs, no desire.
6 straight.
6 straight.
6 straight years. So what happened in the 5.9 mark?
How
did you?
I found this. I found this excuse. I found this excuse to that. I convinced myself, which was easy to convince my doctor, that hey, I have ADHD, and I heard about this stuff called Adderall, and it's I need it because my mind's all over the place and I have no energy and blah 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 blah. Oh, okay, here you go. And guess what that is?
It's
Adderall,
a drug. Yeah.
Man, that's methamphetamine in a pill form.
Right.
Illegal.
Yeah, and so it was easy to get on that, man. When I got on that, it was game over. 30 pills gone in a day, 2 days.
You used to take 30 pills of Adderall in 2 days?
Well, let's just say they were gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's not uncommon. You know how many? Are you familiar with the hydrocodone, but the Loracets?
Yeah.
Have you familiar with them?
Yeah.
The green ones?
Yeah.
You know how many I was taking a day?
20.
I was up to like 35.
Shit.
No, forget 35 a day. I was doing about 20 or 30 a pop. I mean, I would take them and I would crunch them all up in my mouth and drink them down with water. 15 and then another 15. And then, you know what I mean?
Did it do anything?
Oh, I wouldn't shit for about 3 weeks.
Oh.
But it would take about that many, man, for me to think that it would take effect. But I would take 2, 3, 4, nothing. You know what I mean?
Stupid are we, dude? You can only get so high, bro.
You can't. I mean,
You can only get
well.
so
I mean,
damn
this
high.
you get your body. Something happens with your body. I'm not a doctor.
Once my mind or that little nerve sensor felt like, I'm feeling a dip of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and then I ran out of pills, and guess what?
So what happened?
Methamphetamine feels just like this.
So you
And
relapsed.
it's so much cheaper.
So you
And I
relapsed. What
relapsed,
happened?
bro.
So so wait a minute. So you this doctor prescribed this what was it called? Adderall?
Adderall.
Because you were what?
ADHD.
ADHD. You were going in to fix your ADHD, and when he said, "Okay, we're going to put you on this," why didn't you? Let me ask you this: I'm going to put you on the hot seat. Where's the drum roll? Let me put him on the hot seat.
Oh, shit, we
David,
don't
why
got it.
didn't you say? And if you don't mind, and I'm not dogging on you, I just want that. I'd like to.
No,
'cause
go
I've got
ahead.
to-
Ask
why
me.
didn't you say, well, doctor, Adderall is something that I don't think I should take because I'm a drug addict and I'm a relapse.
Because I was too comfortable and too in control of my own self, not getting.
What does that mean? Can you elaborate on that? Because I can't.
I took the wheel away from Jesus.
No, well, elaborate something better than that. What happens?
I didn't need outside recovery no more because I was strong enough to do it on my own. I manipulated my own damn self. And then, so this doctor is not even a psychotherapist doctor, not a psychologist. He is a family practicing doctor.
He didn't know shit about your past. He didn't know nothing.
Yeah, not at all. Really,
he doesn't need to, David. We're responsible for ourselves.
I feel you.
I mean, I'm not trying to.
But that was the addict in me that was still there because that I did not continue to get help. I didn't hang out with the people I was supposed to be hanging out with. I didn't talk about I didn't talk about what was on my mind.
Makes perfect sense.
I didn't do none of that stuff because you know what? I'm good. It's been 6 years. I got a good job.
You're doing good.
I am doing great.
You got complacent.
I don't need shit from me. I'm fine. And you know what? I need a little energy, and this can help my mind. But Adderall is supposed to slow you down and let you start to really dig into stuff, right? This shit just shot me the hell up. And so, okay, game over right there, man. It was game over there. And it was just that vicious cycle again. But, it wasn't until like I told y'all, when I almost got killed, when a guy tried to rob me, and I got this, and then I ended up in the hospital to get help from the psychotherapist, for them telling me, hey, David, this is what happened to you. You are not what happened to you. You are not what you've done for the past 35 years. This is not you. And when I realized that, I was like, holy crap, I'm not a bad person. I'm not. And it hurt. That hurt more than anything else in the world, to know and to realize, to come to the realization that I am not who people think that I really am. But that day though, it put a different level of responsibility on me, because now you asked the question. What was your question?
I don't know.
The question was addiction what?
Was addiction? OD for that addiction is a choice.
Okay. Now, after that came out, and that we talked about that, from that moment on until today, until tomorrow, until whenever, addiction is a choice for me.
Well, I feel you. You
see what I'm saying?
No,
because now I know that I know what I'm doing now. I know that I'm not trying to hide something or cover up something that's hurting inside of me anymore, that I didn't know I was trying to cover up. But I know it now, and I let that go. I've forgiven whatever happened. I've moved on from that. I don't hate nobody. I've moved on. But if I decide to use today, it's because I made that stupid ass choice to do it. I know what the hell I'm doing today. I'm not allowing something else to affect my mind, affect my thinking, to allow me, to give me an excuse to use. There's no excuse for me to use. There's no excuse for today, Ricky. There's no excuse for me to freaking use, man.
Right.
There's not.
Right. Can I share something with you?
Yeah,
of course.
Dude, I was and good thing that my daughters aren't here today, but I want to share something kind of heavy duty for me, man. And I thought about sharing it or not, maybe sharing it with you guys in our audience and stuff, but because it's kind of personal. But I think, man, that our audience and you guys need to hear it, right? So I'm not going to say which daughter of mine. She comes in yesterday. Her eyes were watery. We worked out yesterday, and she was her eyes were watering, and I could see she was hurt. Something was going on with her, right? And she comes up and she says, "Hey," I said, "Hey, man, was everything okay?" And she's like, "Yeah." You know what I mean? And her eyes are bloodshot red, and I could see she'd been crying. I said, "Sure, you got a minute? We can talk." I was like, "Sure." So we go in my office and we sit down, and I sit there and I'm patiently waiting for her to say what she has to say, because I'm trying to be patient today. You know what I mean? Because I'm very impatient. Impatient. Okay. But she says, I said, "What's up? What's going on, man? What's up, man?" So she goes, "No, Dad." She goes, and then to me, she says, "Well, her mom started sending her pictures of herself in earlier stages of her life here, when she was, in the past 10, 12, 11 years ago and stuff." And she says, "And Dad, I started to look at the pictures, and my mom was sending them to her because he wanted to show her the past or whatever." She says, Dad, every picture that mom sent me, I remember those pictures and where I was, and I was miserable.
Mm.
I was sad. I was miserable. And I said, okay, Chris, I said, what stage in your life? I mean, was it when your mom and I were married and you were little, there? Were you miserable there? And she says, no, Dad. My daughters, my addiction was so heavy, man. It was so terrible that their mom moved away from me. They took my daughters to Brownsville, and she says, no, it was when we were. Can you imagine, man, when you're that little? And David, dealing with the trauma you did, I could see how that would affect you and any young child. Because I always say, dude, addiction, I mean, yes, it hurts us, man, as adults, but man, can you imagine what the children go through? I mean, it must be heavy. It's enough that they go through all these things, man, much less having to deal with any other thing that other heavy duty things, right? So, so she says, I remember that she was, some of the time was in Brownsville when we lived there. Daddy, you were in jail, and then you were in rehab, and we were alone. I mean, mom was there, but she stayed quiet. She was like, Dad, I needed you.
Yeah.
I needed you, man. And she was, I needed you. And man, dude, I felt like crying. I was so disappointed in myself. I was like, I caused this. I caused this. It was my fault. I took a highly addictive drug, man. I made the choice and you're talking about choices. I made the choice to take this highly addictive drug, and then it took my life over, and it affected my family. It affected my daughters, it affected the people that I love. I was so selfish. And so she sent it, and then she's like, and then these other pictures that, I mean, I just remember, and instead of making me happy because of memories, beautiful memories, there were terrible memories. And I'm going to share this, man. And I'll say this, I'm going to say this, and I don't know how it may sound, but I was, my daughters went through some stuff, to where, they went through some trauma to where, somebody hurt them or tried to hurt them. And I'll say this right now, man. I'm going to go ahead and tell on myself. I'll say this, and it may sound kind of bad. And I don't think people can go to jail for thoughts, right? But quite honestly, man, that the person that hurt my daughters or almost hurt them, when I started to get clean, I said, as soon as I have money and I have about 5 or 6 years to get clean, and I start making money, I'm going to hire someone to kill them. And then I said, no. I'm thinking this in my head when I'm laying down. I'm 3-4 years clean, right? I'm 10 years clean now. And I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to hire somebody to kill them. I'm going to do it myself. And I'm going to let some time go by. And then I could feel it. I could taste it. I could, all this. And I was putting this plan together to where I wouldn't get caught, right? And because all I could feel is this anger and stuff towards what I did, and then that I put my family through. But you know what, man, and what this person almost did to my daughters, right? And then I said, you know what? As time started going by, Raul and David, my life started to get better. My daughter's relationship with myself started to get better. Everything started to get nicer and beautiful and great. And I don't feel, even though I still feel kind of that way, I know it would be a tragedy for me to act on those feelings. You know what I mean? I have to accept today, Raul and David, that those are just feelings. My daughter, what she was feeling, and today, man, I because of recovery and because of my life in recovery, I'm able to sit down I'm so grateful, man. Today I can sit down with my daughter and actually sit down and listen to her and just be quiet. I take the cotton out of my mouth or out of my ears and put them in my mouth so I can listen to her. I was going to say it backwards. Take the cotton out of my ears and put it in my mouth and just listen to her, man. And when I said to her, I said, you know what, darling, the thing is that we can't dwell on the past anymore, man. That's the past, David.
Yeah.
Raul, that's the past.
Yeah.
We live in right here, right now, today. And you know what, dude? talking to my daughter we talked for about 20, almost 30 minutes, man. After we left, dude, she was smiling, she was happy. And I said, you know what, man, this is what it's all about, man. Saying what I said, and I know you're eager to say something, saying what I said right now. The reason I said it, you know why? Because I want to take power away from that, Raul. I want to take power, because if I do something to that human being, Raul, I would probably go to prison. I would go to jail, or I would run from the law. And then I would be away from the people that I love the most, which is my wife, my children, and my family. And I did it again. So who wins? I lose again. And right now I'm winning.
Yeah, bro.
Right. I wanted to share that story with y'all, man.
Up,
okay.
cool,
Applause. Where's your applause? Yeah.
Damn, you remember?
No, so I think this conversation just took a turn, because what, that's something that I want to touch on.
Go for it.
Is that, I have a 24-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's my stepdaughter. I've been with her since she was 5. I have a 17-year-old daughter who has a 15-month-old baby. I have a 19-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be 20 next month. The one I haven't seen in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember them growing up.
Mm.
I don't.
Mm.
And so I'm able to live today vicariously through my granddaughter. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She lives with us, and I wake up in the morning, I see her, she's smiling, she's screaming, and I'm trying to teach her Papa, and I hug her, and she loves to be around. She's falling asleep. I have a video, man, last night. I was watching YouTube, and I felt something going like this. I look in, I turn the camera, I look, and she's like, and she's falling asleep right there, and she finally,
do that again.
and she finally just hit it, dude, and she was gone, and I was like, oh my God, check this out. But my daughter, that was amazing. I was so happy, so proud.
Mm-hmm.
This little girl loves me. And, I tell Misty all the time, this girl loves me so much. She goes, get over yourself. I was like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I don't remember this feeling with my kids.
Yeah.
And so, and then if my daughter's going through something, my daughter, Alyssa, the 17-year-old, if she's going through something, guess what happens today? Guess what happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, can I talk to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's talk. I need your advice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Okay.
Somebody's asking us for our advice, right?
Yeah.
Instead of getting out of the house.
And it's David, my wife. It's David. Hey, babe, I need your advice. Let's. Hey, what do you think? You want to get up and go to get some coffee with me or the store this morning? Yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hang out with me? That's why I stay sober today, because look at that amazing stuff that I get to live and experience today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I my heart's broken, and it's so hard not to be able to see my 19-year-old, but she thinks that I'm just the worst piece of crap that ever lived.
She knows past you. She don't know
but
you.
that she knows the need that her mother put in her head.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she put.
Would you say mother put it in her head,
mother,
or you showed her?
Yeah, but there's still.
Yeah.
Still, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? It's amazing today to be there for my family. Again, there's that thing going around, a little meme going around for what does the father want for Christmas?
Yeah.
I think you posted that.
Oh yeah, wasn't that awesome?
Yeah,
that was cool.
I don't want nothing, bro, because I have everything.
You got everything, man.
Right now, bro.
That's what's up.
You talked about your daughter, man. Did I give you the story about my son, Roland?
But hold on.
Go ahead.
Let me say something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because
go for it.
You talked about putting your kids in that situation.
Uh-huh.
What if?
Uh-huh.
What if I hadn't used drugs? What if I had been home more? Because I was away and I was in California. I was in rehab when I found out that my daughter was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
My 15-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
If I hadn't been on drugs, would she have gotten pregnant? Would she have to put herself in? Would my daughter be a 17-year-old mother today, living a life that she shouldn't really be living as an adult? She's had to mature a lot faster than other 17-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard it is to watch her know that her friends are going to school and hanging out and doing stuff while she's at home with the baby. She's a great mother. There's no doubt about it. But then again, I got to take power away from that and know that, hey, you know what? What's happened is happened. Is done is done. I can't dwell on that no more. Because if I would have dwelt on that, you know what? That could have been a trigger for me to use again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to allow that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because today, though, I got that little grandbaby. That's the best thing in the world. You know what I mean? So,
That's heavy duty.
Choices are consequences.
Mm-hmm.
it's true.
Yeah. Eloy, I'm gonna fight you.
Where's
when I
Eloy?
see
Is he
you.
talking about fajita Friday?
I'm gonna fight Eloy when I see
I
him.
want fajitas for Christmas.
You're gonna get soy fajitas now.
You know, with that, David, do you feel or do you worry that you know with addiction and your children?
I did for a while, bro.
Mm.
I was afraid that, you know what happened to me, because I got it from my dad, and you know the stuff that he got from his father was going to carry on. But there came a point where I had to make sure that my relationship with God is so strong, and that I'm continue to move forward, that I break those curses. I break those generational curses that were on my family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know, Misty has to break those generational curses come from her side of the family. And you know what? I'm not worried about my daughter that today. But she sees me. One thing that hurts, though, you know, if I'm not doing too well or something like that, if I'm not feeling good, my daughter asks me, Dad, are you okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, are you okay? You don't want to use her. And I'm like,
she's scared.
yeah, she gets scared, dude.
Yeah.
And that hurts me.
Mm.
That really hurts. I'm like, no, Miha, I'm great. I'm good. I'm staying busy. You know, I'm staying around good people.
Hey, does your wife ever worry about you using again?
Of course.
So can you elaborate on that? Does she ever tell you, hey, listen, man, you ever do this bullshit again? And does she ever, let me ask you this, let me get a little heavier on you is, does she ever go, hey, look at me. Did you, have you been is everything okay? Does she ever, like, you know what I mean? Does she tell you that, hey, David, since you've been clean off of drugs, does she go, David, are you okay? Or does it make you feel like she thinks I'm high or something? Has that ever happened?
Not today. Not today.
But has it ever in the beginning?
Hell yeah. Bro. I didn't get allergies until I got over my 40s. Mm-hmm. And then I could walk outside now, somebody mows the grass, all of a sudden my allergies kick in.
Right.
I got nervous being around anybody that knew that I used to be on drugs, because if I was.
But what about your wife?
She's the one in question. That was the main one. Right. I legit no.
See, drugs. Lisa's never seen me high before.
No or drugs, no nothing, dude. Completely sober. Everything's great, but I got allergies, and I'm like this.
You know, to the side. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Put the blanket up kind of like that. It's like, what are you doing? Like, no, I'm good. Because I don't want her to think that. In my mind, I'm thinking that she's thinking that. Mm-hmm. Right. And so a long time ago, before I screwed up, or when I was screwing up, that was the only reason. That was the only excuse I needed. Yeah. Oh, well, if you're going to accuse me of, if you think I'm on it, guess what? Mm-hmm. I'm gone.
You know, Lisa told me one time we get into a big argument. I don't know how long ago, several years ago. Well, we get in big arguments all the time, but the one of the big ones was about 4 or 5 years ago. She says, well, I don't know. We were saying some horrible shit back and forth to each other. I don't remember what. It was horrible. But she was like, well, and she said something to the effect that she had an exit plan.
Oh, yeah. You were saying.
Did I ever tell you that?
You told us that. You were saying that.
I did say that before. Yeah, she told me that. She literally told me that. And I say that to anybody that'll listen, that she said that to me. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. You know, because I'm going to tell you something, David, and I'll tell this to Raul, and I'll say it to anybody, and I'll say it to Lisa in front of him. But where's she at? Well, good thing she's not here. But I'll say it to anybody that'll listen, high and low. I'm going to tell you something, David, and I'll say this to Raul and anybody, that with or without anybody, I will succeed. You know what? What will bring me down?
Yourself.
Myself. Drugs. If I use again, I am done. If I drink a beer, I am done. Because my beer one day will lead me to drugs again. It's been proven over and over again. And I'm going to tell you something that with or without anybody, I've accepted in my life, man, that as long as I stay clean, I will succeed in anything and everything I'll do.
Amen, bro.
That's all I need. I'm going to tell you something. I need God in my life. I need recovery, and I need my family. I need those three things, man. And I'm going to tell you something else, man. For the last 10 years, you know, man, I can't let certain things go to my head, Raul. I can't let success. If I could call whatever my life, whatever. If I call any amount of success that's been going on in my life, either money, prestige, or material things, I can't let that. I can't allow myself to think that I'm doing that, man. You know what I mean? I have to believe in God, man, and know that there is somebody out there, an entity or whatever that is looking over me, right? Because if I start thinking that I'm the one that's in control, see, that's the thing, David, Raul. I'm not in control.
Nope.
When I think that I'm in control, that's when the problem begins, right?
That's right, when it starts. Yeah,
That's where it starts. So
downhill.
in any event, like I said, I'm not talking crap about my wife. Well, I kind of am, because when she told me that, it pissed me off.
Yeah.
But I told myself, I said, hey, listen, Jack, I'm sure you'll be fine. Hey, you'll be fine. And so will I. You know what I mean? And we'll go each other's way, and that's it. And I'm not talking about none of that. It's not negative, but it's just, again, man, today, see, my greatest fear, Raul and David, is failure. I don't want to go back to where I was. I don't want to. And as long as I stay clean, I won't. I won't.
I'm tired of failing, dude. I'm tired of failing. You know, one thing about me is that, and my sister, whoever, they'll all tell you, like, dude, they trip out every time that you would fall. You always bounce back up.
Mm-hmm.
You always have a badass job. You would.
I don't know how to fail no more.
I can't. I can't fail no more.
I'm all about winning.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's a mentality. It's a mental capacity that you got to have now. Is that I cannot fail no more. I may stumble, but you know what? I got people around me that can help me. I keep myself in front of. I can't be hiding myself from Raul. If, you know, because if I'm not calling Raul, if I'm not texting Raul every once in a while, hopefully he'll pick up, which I know he would. Yeah, he'll pick up on it. Now I can expect him not to call me,
dude. He always answers the phone at 5 o'clock in the morning. I text him, he answers the phone. And, hey, what's up? I was like, dude, do you even sleep? Freaking Dracula.
Now when he calls me, he called me today. I'm like, oh shit.
What time?
It was in the afternoon.
Huh?
But it was in the afternoon. But I was shocked. I was like, oh shit, check this out.
Dude, I call this cat 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. He's up. You know what I mean? I don't think he ever sleeps.
But if I'm not calling him, if I'm not texting him, if I'm not sending him a funny meme or something like that, then I would hope that, you know, he'll be like, oh shit, what's going on, David? You know what I'm saying? I put myself in that situation with people, and people know that, you know what? Now people know. Whoever knows what's going on in my life in the past, but I'm not who I used to be. But now they know that, hey, whatever he used to be on, David's already a very rambunctious and high tone person. You just imagine what on the drugs.
I'd check on you if I didn't see you posting on Facebook.
There's another thing.
Yeah. So that's what I'd be like, oh shit, where's this guy?
I either have COVID or I'm I'm on Facebook every day, but I'm going somewhere every day, and I'm enjoying myself today. I enjoy my family. You know, people may not like it or they don't agree with it, but you know what? I don't get my day started till almost 10 o'clock.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Really?
Man, I've been up for
you leave the house?
Dude, I wrote some insurance policies yesterday, dude. I was still in my shorts on the couch.
I've been up for 10 hours.
I did it.
At dinner time.
But I did them, and then boom, I'm sitting there. I'm playing with my granddaughter. I'm spending time, and my daughter's over here on the couch. I'm watching the movie. Misty's doing whatever she's doing. I'm not in a rush. I'm enjoying the moment. And enjoying the moment, you know what? I believe that God allows that. God's given me that ability. God's given me that blessing to do that today. And I'm not going to take advantage of it. And I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it. But as long as I'm doing good and doing what I'm supposed to do, you know what? My family's very happy. My friends are very happy. I get to do so much. It was cool, dude, to tell my wife, hey, can I go watch the football game with Ro? Who you going with? Raul. Oh, yeah, go ahead, huh?
She likes me.
I don't ask my wife. I tell her.
Yeah. And then she says
I'll
no.
Tell her. And then I tell her again.
Yeah. Get your ass
Man,
in that room.
I got a question for you. This one is not too serious though, David. Man, if they were making a movie about your life, who would be the actor to play you?
Cuca la chingada.
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo.
Shoot, that was a quick answer, man.
was.
Have you thought about this?
He's thought about it before.
Has somebody asked you this before, or what? Why is it so fast? Usually, people think about it.
Because
Did you wait a minute? No bullshit. I call bullshit. Did you ask him this before?
No, actually,
man.
I did.
You
but,
did.
But
give him another question.
He
man.
answered
That's
just
cheating.
as fast.
Did he?
I swear.
Well, give him another question.
And my
man.
response
there was
was,
because there was a movie.
I don't like John Leguizamo.
What was it? That was his answer.
Yeah.
You don't like him, but he wants you to play him.
He don't
You want
like
him
it.
to
No,
play-
he don't like him. Because
Pick
there was
someone else.
I said
man.
no.
No,
It
leave
was
it at
his
that.
last- It was
Leave it
his
at that.
last movie that he made that I saw that he had a G on there. He was a
Empire.
You just pick him because he was in that Marine movie, man.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't care about that crap. But no, it was an Empire, dude. That's like a life that I thought I wanted to live, and I was
That's
like,
the only
He's,
good
a,
movie.
he's a comedian actor, right?
Yeah, but that's
like
the only
John
good
Leguizamo.
movie he's ever made was
Which one?
Empire. If you
Empire?
haven't seen it, it's pretty badass.
No, I never saw it.
But now he's like he's off the walls, bro. He's done lost his damn mind. Yeah, dude. Well, okay, so here you go.
I don't want
I
to
didn't-
rain your parade, man.
Fire
Good
question.
answer, man.
Yeah.
Good answer. Whatever.
All right, if you could interview anyone
There you go.
from your life, living or dead, but now it's okay. Who would it be?
I could interview anybody.
Yeah. If you could sit down and have a cup of coffee with anybody, living or dead, who would it be?
Would have been my grandmother.
Did you ever get to know your grandmother?
It was my mom's mom. I met her a few times. She was from Mexico, and I never could speak to her because she spoke Spanish. I didn't speak Spanish, but that woman had a love for me that I knew was amazing, bro. And she got killed over here at our house. She caught on fire and burned, and she died here in 1993 or
Goddamn.
there. But I never got the chance to really speak. But I just know that my mom. I got in trouble one time. My mom went to say something, and my mom grabbed my mom, pushed her back, and told her whatever she told her in Spanish. But leave my grandson alone. But it was amazing to go visit her in Mexico. And if anybody else, that's who it would be, because she had the pure love for me, man.
Who was yours, Ricky?
Who's my what? What was the question?
If you could interview anybody,
Where are you at right now?
living or dead?
I was picturing
Is this
thing
not
about
as
your
is this
grandma.
not as exciting?
No, it's very exciting.
It's
I'm
not
thinking
exciting
about
to what you're
no. Well, I mean, I was
Well-
picturing you and I was picturing the relationship between your grandmother.
And it's not as exciting because last
That's
time we
very
got to talk about Thailand and Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci, that's what I was thinking. Joe Pesci,
That's
man.
for you.
He says Joe Pesci to play Ricky.
Who would I
No,
interview?
Joe Pesci would be
That
perfect
would
for
be
him.
perfect for him, man. Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. So, what was the question?
So, if you could interview or sit down and have a cup of coffee with anybody, living or dead, who would it
Does
be?
it have to be famous or somebody?
No,
No,
anybody
no,
you know,
anybody in the world. Who
anybody.
would I want to interview?
Yeah. Or just sit
Uh,
down and have a cup of coffee with.
And alive or dead? They could
Alive
be
or
alive
dead.
too. Really?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Let me see.
He said
Joe Pesci. Yeah. Alive or dead? Who would I? Dude, I want to interview. I'd like to talk to my dad.
Dad.
Yeah.
Now.
Now, I want my dad to see what I want my dad to be alive. And people go, and I mean, that's cool. I appreciate it. People going, your dad's alive. Your dad's in heaven and he's watching you. Right?
It's not the same.
Huh?
It's not the same.
I don't know if it's the same or not, but but people are being kind. You know,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to say nothing bad, right? But
Yeah,
when people
right.
say that, well, your dad's watching you and he sees everything that's going on. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. You know what I mean? I don't know. But again, I'm being honest, right?
Right.
I want my dad to see what I'm doing today. I
Yeah.
want my dad to see David. I want my dad to see that I'm coming to work early. I want my dad to see that I'm leaving late. I want him to see that I don't buy prostitutes anymore. I want him to see that I don't come into work drunk anymore. I want him to see that that I didn't sell off all my tools, that I'm not pawning my shit. I want him to see that I'm a responsible father, that I'm a loving husband. I want him to see that I'm a great son and a great brother to my brothers and sisters. I want my dad to see all of that. I want my dad to come and see my business.
Yeah. Did you think about that question before?
No.
'Cause that was pretty freaking deep, bro.
Hey,
No.
hey, you know, remember I told you how much I got all that.
But it's because I tell people all the time, I want my dad to see what I'm doing today
Yeah.
because my dad is my hero.
Right.
He was my hero.
Did he
still
know
is
that?
my hero. Man, no, because I spent all my fucking life doing stupid shit.
Yeah. I feel
No, he was always disappointed in me. My dad was always disappointed in me. I don't remember him ever going, well, yes, my dad would love it when I would sell something, when I would do a job and I was a great mechanic at one time, right?
You're not no more?
I don't work on cars anymore. But when I would solve these great problems and I was a great mechanic, you know, and I would work for him and I would solve these things and issues and he would like, oh man, my son's he's going to be a good mechanic and he's going to and this, and then I would get I would get drunk and get into a fight and go to jail, or I would offend somebody. He'd have to get me out of jail and come save me. My dad was always coming and picking up the slack for me, man, because, you know, I was a screw up all the time. You know, I had a talent, but I was always screwing up.
Did I tell you what my dad said to me before he died?
No, tell me.
But he told my mom, the last thing he said about me before he died was that I was going to OD or I was going to spend all my money. So literally that my dad had no respect for me.
Well, that was relevant from the beginning. He had problems himself. So
Dude, 2 weeks before my 3-year recovery trip, my dad died. 2 weeks. I was by the 2 weeks shy of that, August 3rd. You know, he was my dad passed away, and not only did he pass away, right, but he passed away with me by myself.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm sorry for laughing.
No.
I was reading Jesse's
Dude,
comment.
you know what I do sometimes? When people earlier when you were saying something sad about your grandma, I wanted to laugh. I was like, because I do that sometimes.
I do that
you know,
too,
I'm like, and then I feel like an idiot. You know, I'm sorry.
Laughing at my grandma dying.
No, dude, I'm talking.
Wow, your dad died.
No, it wasn't that. You know what I mean?
Hey, who plays Jesse, man? Listen, he says Michelle Rodriguez to play Raul in the Charlie Mike musical.
Charlie Martinez to play Raul. What?
So he's saying a woman's gonna play me. So who plays Jesse in his life story?
What?
Jesse on the right.
Michelle Rodriguez
The Rock
to play
fool.
Raul. Who's Michael or Michelle?
He said
Mitchell?
Michelle. No, he said that, right? Michelle.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Who is that?
It's the
She's the one that's
is the
Vin
one that
Diesel's-
Fast and the Furious.
Vin Diesel's girl.
Oh, Jesse. No te sabes, Jesse.
Yeah, he don't know what he's
that's
talking
terrible.
about. Yeah,
That's terrible.
I want to fight Jesse now. I'm coming over, Jesse, right after this.
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
man. With that, man, you know that's over an hour. That shit flew by. You know, hearing your story, man. It's proof that we do recover, man. You know, and it's great to see you and where you're at right now, man, and watch you to continue to grow. You know, if you.
One thing I want, like again, I just want to get clear is that I don't know where my life's going to take me. I don't know what new endeavor is going to happen. You know what I mean? In this year, next year, or something like that. And if something ever tries to come back on me for whatever, by my history, by my past, I know who I am today.
That's all that
Do you know that if you put it all out there, nobody can use it against you, man?
Yeah,
That's it.
They'll
You know what I
try,
mean?
but
They can try, brother. But you know what? Today, I want to be known as a man of good character. I have good care. People can call me and they can depend on me today.
Mm-hmm.
If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If they call upon me and said, David, is there any way? I'll do my best to do whatever I can to help you.
you're doing good, bro.
And you know what? That will trump everything else that's ever happened to me in my past. And if you can't dig that, then you know what? I don't need you in my life.
Hey, you know what? Something I want to share something else, and I know I've taken a lot of time, but you know, my stepson. I call him my stepson, right? But he's my son. You know, he's my ex-wife's son. He was 4 years old when I met her, right? And I was gonna tell you that when her and I divorced, this is the muscles one. When her and I divorced, and she went to Brownsville. Now I went to jail. I got out of jail, and then I started to work my recovery. Right, Roland, he ended up going to Brownsville. Right, he got into trouble. Went to Brownsville, and he was living there. And I don't know if I ever told you, Raul, that I went after him. I went searching for him.
No, I didn't know.
I went searching for him, man.
Yeah.
You know, it was part of my step work, you know, to make amends. I started to make amends, man. And I said, you know what? Roland's one of them. Dude, through all the bad things that went through his mother and his mother and I we had a bad breakup, you know, through my addiction and all that. It got physical, right? Through all that, he always kept respect for me.
No shit.
Yes. And then so when he went to Brownsville, I called him up one day, man, and I found out his number through Robert, because he had contact with Robert, with Robert. And I said, Robert, give me Roland's number. And then I didn't know how he was gonna react. I didn't think he was gonna go. I didn't know if he was gonna say, you know what, don't call me, man. You know, I didn't know, you know, but I wanted to find out. You know, and so I called him up, man. And Roland, when he was little, too, and I know it was going over the hour, but Roland, this is your show, so give me a little bit of time. So let me request a little time. So I call Robert gives me the number, and before, when Roland was younger, before all this had happened, he had got his father came into his life because his mom forced his father to start paying child support. So he's like, I guess I got to pay child support. I'm gonna go see you, right?
Yeah.
And he did, and I kind of wanted to interfere there because I started getting jealous. Big old long story, another talk show on that. But anyway, when I called Roland, I built up the courage. I said, how am I gonna do it, man? So I finally one day I called him up. I dialed the number. I called him up. And I said, hey, hello. He says, oh, hello. He disguised his voice. Hello. I said, hey, hello. I said, what's going on? Nothing. I said, hey, do you know who this is? He says, yeah, this is my dad. I was like, oh, man, he thinks his dad's name is Robert. He thinks it's Robert, his dad. And I said, oh, yeah, what's my name? He says, Ricky.
That's what's up.
Dude, I'm almost fucking choked, man. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Kids know, man.
I said, yeah, Roland, this is your dad, man. I said, Migo, how have you been? And dude, you know what? I said, we talked for, I don't know how much we talked for, we talked about an hour and a half, you know, and I said, I want to come see you. And he says, Dad, can you come up? I said, I'll be over this weekend. I got on a plane, man, the following weekend, man. Me and Robert, we went up there, man. And when I got there, man, he just couldn't find himself. He's like, Dad, I barbecued for you. The barbecue was burnt, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the shit was black.
Yeah.
But I remember telling Robert, God, there, man, we got to eat this. Dude, the chicken was nice and toasty, but he left it on the grill while he went to the airport to pick us up, right? And we come back, man, and anyway, man, the whole weekend he's just like, what can we do and what would we do? And anyway, man, it was and he's in my life today. I bring this up, man, because when towards the end, whenever we finally had to leave the house, right? Roland he had a little job somewhere and he was helping pay the light bill.
Yeah.
He was paying the light bill at
Really?
the house to keep the lights on. I remember that he was giving his mom money to pay the bill because I couldn't pay it. I didn't have, I was spending all the drugs. Check this out. He never complained about that. He came this weekend and he's like, hey, Dad. He had his birthday party with his, remember, I don't know if I told you Sunday when we went to the birthday party at his daughter's birthday party.
Yeah,
my granddaughter.
That was his daughter's?
That was my granddaughter. That was her. Which we went. I made sure we closed the shop early to go support my son, my granddaughter, right? So he shows up Monday here and he's like, I said, hey, what's wrong? He's like, oh, Dad, my tooth. What's wrong with your tooth? I need a tooth canal. How much? Well, he goes, man, I don't have the money. I was like, you got your dad. Right? And then so we took care of it, right? And then he comes back like 2 days later, like, they didn't include the crown. I was like, another guy. But I said, you know what? He goes, Dad, I'll pay you back. I said, you know what, son? You did a long time ago.
Yeah.
He didn't. I said,
Didn't even know it.
Didn't even know. Anyway, with that, I want to share that story, man, about recovery. That happened to me. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Yeah, man. You know what? With that, guys, y'all be sure and follow, share the Facebook post. Be sure to follow us if you missed it or want to listen to it. It'll be available on all podcast platforms. It's available on our website live, YouTube. So subscribe, follow us, email if you'd like to be on an episode. Give us a holler. And hey, Ricky.
Yes.
You know what they say, brother.
We do recover, man. The lie. Go ahead, David.
And if you need insurance, auto
Voyage Insurance.
Voyage Insurance Group, 713-902-9854. I'm your insurance guy.
That's right.
Hey, and we got
The Lie is Dead.
The Lie is Dead.
We do recover.
Look at this last thing before I
What does it say?
Viva
Viva Fajita Friday. God bless. Elo. That's my dog.
He's cooking fajitas right there.
That's his profile picture.